practice. Strikey join us?
Frankly, it was too hard to keep fucking both of you guys in check. As far as scheduling, not as far as talking.
I got
And I actually want to make sure this happens like every week.
you. I'm good for one of these.
All right, I need like 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
User joined your channel.
And also, you can tell me if the audio is okay or if something needs to go up.
Bro, Tony Romo got old in this commercial.
Oh shit, let me pull up the Twitch.
All right, guys. Hey, lots of people here. Thank you
Tony
for coming
Romo's
in.
talking about Paramount Plus now. Oof.
What is he? Hey man, sling what you can sling, right?
Right?
All right, we're going to talk about football. So the first game we're going to be talking about is Buffalo Bills and the LA Rams. We got Coach Ripper here, 17-time Texas Little League champion, Warthog, who has won one fantasy football league and one flag football title, and Striker, who's absolutely done nothing of note.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ow.
So, what's the first game? Buffalo, Los Angeles.
Yeah, first game is going to be Buffalo at Los Angeles.
Well, you know me, man. I'm gonna go with the fantasy relevance on every game, and I think that if you look at the fantasy relevance, it does decide the winner, in my opinion, right? But look at both teams. Buffalo's got, of course, Josh Allen, right? You've got the running back situation in Buffalo ain't much, but who gives a shit? Because all they do is pass anyways. And he's got a lot of good receivers to pass to. Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Jamison Crowder is there now from the Jets. He's pretty fucking good. I know they gave a contract to Isaiah McKenzie. The only reason I know that is because I read the comments when I was drafting him in fantasy football. Other than that, I wouldn't have known he got a fucking $6 million contract or some shit like that. Tight end isn't bad either. So when you go back and you look at Los Angeles, they both have a fuck ton of great fantasy players. But man, you just can't compare Josh Allen to
Stafford.
the QB for the Rams. Stafford, yeah, that guy. Old man Stafford. I think Buffalo takes this one for real. I think
Stafford's
Buffalo takes
been in
it
the league 14 years. I mean,
wow.
Feels like a new dude, but
well, you know, him and Brady tag team the devil. One's got his. Can I cuss on this one?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
you
I mean,
can.
you already said F once. So
Yes,
sure.
Might as well.
Well, you know, Brady's taking it in the behind, and Stafford's stroking the nutsack on the devil because neither one of them it looks like they're slowing down. But
That's right. You
I
want to
take
hear
the
that on
Buffalo
ESPN? Stroking the nutsack. There you go. Take that,
I
Brady.
mean, I'm just gonna say Cooper Kupp, Eastern Washington boy, love him.
Well, I'm taking Buffalo Bills on this one.
So I think the Bills are going to win too, and the reason why they got a better defense. They were number one defense last year. They've added a couple pieces, including Von Miller from the Rams. Their offense is solid. I think it's just as solid as the Rams. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a really good game. It could go either way, but I think the Bills are the better team.
I think it's a high scoring game. It's a shootout, in my opinion, but the Buffalo Bills win it at the end. Man, and speaking of cool receiver names, look at the Rams. They got someone called Tutu Atwell. Come on now.
Good old Tutu. So in the chat, we've got the Packers baby. So we have
Is
some
that
Packer
not
fans.
Skull.
It is not Skull. So
Skull, who in fantasy draft.
it could be
Aaron Rodgers first for
someone
the past 5
disguised,
years.
like Skull maybe disguised himself and got in there, but it is not. So there might be a second Packer fan.
Let's look at fantasy round. We're looking at Green Bay and Minnesota now.
We will. We will. If we're done with Buffalo. I think we both picked the Bills. So.
Oh yeah, striker.
Yeah, Bills. No question.
All right. What's next?
So next you got the big dogs or the Browns and the Carolina, the ex-Browns, the Mayfields.
Warty.
Do we have to go New Orleans at now?
Well, I'm waiting for Warty to talk.
So the next one is I was going to go down. So I was going to go with the big dogs versus the ex-big dogs.
What was that?
Yeah, some music playing. It's like boom, chicka, wow, wow.
No, that's an alert.
That's a Jaguars alert right there.
Thank you for the follow. So no, we're gonna go with the Browns versus the Carolina team.
Oh boy, the big matchup, right? That should be a good one. Let's go look at their fantasy relevance. So, well, we know who that Carolina now has Baker. What did Baker say? He was going to shove it up their ass or something like that? Well, Baker's got something to prove, right? And the Browns, do they even have a quarterback anymore?
They're running Brissett, Jacoby.
So do they even have a quarterback anymore?
I mean, I take Jacoby over Gino and Drew Lock, but
Look, bro, the Panthers have a Mexican place kicker. Oh no, he's on injured reserve. Never mind. They might not win. So Baker Mayfield, I'd take him over. Who do they? Brissett any day. You got Christian McCaffrey. Come on now. The receiving core in Carolina is okay. I know Warty loves him some DJ Moore, but I'm not big on the receiving core that Carolina had. Wasn't Rashard Higgins with Cleveland at one point also?
Yeah, that's a lot of nobodies.
outside of C-Mac and DJ Moore, who does Carolina have?
No, but well, receiver wise, they still have Robbie Anderson, but come on now. I don't know a lot. They have Chenault from Wardy's old team. Wasn't he with your old team?
Yeah,
Chenault?
Chenault was from Jags.
Other than that, the names on there are really obscure. They have Ian Thomas at tight end. Fantasy relevance wise, I mean, just Christian McCaffrey.
I love you, son.
Off that team. The only one I would take is Christian McCaffrey. Cleveland, on the other hand, I mean, obviously they're not using Deshaun Watson because he's getting his his prostate massage somewhere. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, both of those are pretty damn good in my opinion. They have Amari Cooper, right? But other than that, the receiving core is kind of suspect as well. And they have David Njoku at tight end. Not bad at all, but they don't have a quarterback that's going to throw to him. So it's Nick Chubb all day and Kareem Hunt until they wear that out. And on the Carolina side, it's pretty much just Christian McCaffrey and Baker Mayfield checking down to him all day. So this is a toss-up in my book.
So my problem with Cleveland is they've got nobody to catch the ball, and nobody to throw the ball. So it's going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and
pretty much
Carolina's going to stack the box.
Pretty much. I'm with you on that. I take Carolina on this one.
Yep.
I think Baker's happy.
Why is he happy?
Because he gets to beat the crap out of the Browns and be like, yo, you should get me.
Dumbass.
So.
You know what, though? Does it ever happen that way?
It's happened.
Don't be surprised if Cleveland plays fucking up as shit just to beat Baker Mayfield.
I mean, the line is basically Carolina minus 1.5 at home, which is a coin flip.
How's Cleveland's defense this year?
It's good. Cleveland's got a great team. In fact, they're a quarterback away from being a playoff team. Easy.
Well, receiver-wise, all they really have is Amari Cooper, though. Donovan People-Jones is okay. He's played for what, Michigan?
Yeah, but they're competent. I mean, they've got 2 top 10 running backs. If they were starting, they're not. But they've got a good line, good defense. I mean, it's a good team.
The game's going to come down to turnovers.
Which
that simple.
Brissett is going to make turnovers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Carolina. You've convinced me.
It's going to be very uninteresting if we all pick the same teams. So.
Well,
I mean, that's the start, right?
I'm going to go, okay, fine. I'm going to go with this. I think Cleveland plays up and beats Carolina. Just to shut up Baker. How's that? That better for you, Warty?
You love Baker. You know it. Big Dog loves Baker, too. He really wants him back. He wants him on his fantasy team.
I mean, just that State Farm commercial alone, right?
Correct.
Listen, Jacoby Brissett doesn't suck as much as we think he does, or he wouldn't be an NFL quarterback, right? Compared to other NFL quarterbacks, yes, he eats it. But can he manage this game and win? Cleveland still has a good defense. They're still going to have a great fucking running game. Yeah, you can stack the box, but you still have Amari fucking Cooper who can get open.
So the question is, do you like Baker or Jacoby better? That's really what it comes down to.
Baker. But just to be contra and make Ward happy, I'm going with fucking Cleveland.
You don't have to make me happy.
No. I have a feeling that Cleveland plays up and wins. I really do.
All right, there you go.
I do with not. Tingle in my sack.
I have no such tingle. I think Baker's going to beat the tar out of him and possibly plant a flag somewhere just for fun.
50-yard line?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So you heard it here. If there's a flag planting, you heard it from Warty.
He's going to pull a A fucking Terrell Owens?
Well, technically, it's a Baker Mayfield, right? Didn't he do that in OU?
Right? Yeah. OU versus OSU, I think.
We'll see about that.
All right, so let's go down the line. We got Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow. It's his game, buddy.
Look, I don't have to go to the fantasy team on Cincinnati. We all know what they have. Pittsburgh's the one that's up in. You're kind of in the same situation as Cleveland, aren't you? Who's throwing the ball? Trubisky, Pickett. Come on.
I mean, come on. No, they've named Trubisky the starter. That's just a
How many
nightmare
teams
waiting
has
to
he been
happen.
through?
Well, it's his second, but
Thank you, Sabin.
dude doesn't know how to throw an NFL ball. So
Thank you, Hannah.
There's a reason why a lot of us stayed away from Najee Harris too when drafting him in the first round. I didn't take him in the first round. I don't think a lot of people did, but man, they don't. The one thing they do have is receivers, right? They got Deontay Johnson, Claypool. That George Pickens kid's not bad either. They've got receivers. Problem is, it's Trubisky. How long he has the starting job?
Pickens
Probably about
the
halftime.
QB? The second QB?
No, Pickett. Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett is the second QB.
Oh, okay.
George Pickens is a receiver.
I mean, Joe Burrow, I trust. So
The one thing I will say is Trubisky does like to check down to the tight end, and Pittsburgh does have Pat. I can't pronounce his name, Freemuth, whatever, but I do know he's not bad. It's a tough one, man. Not really. You know, it's Joe Burrows all day, man. Cleveland's, I mean, Cincinnati's just the better team. I think they take this one.
Striker.
No nutsack feelings, just a straight up guess.
Striker has no feelings on this game.
I mean, it's Cleveland or Cincinnati all the way. I'm a Joe Burrow guy, so
So the thing I'm going to pick here is that Trubisky doesn't stay the starter for like half the season.
well,
I think,
yeah, but
I think they go to
week
Pickett.
one.
They're going to get beat down. So it sucks because I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are a pretty good team. But yeah, the Bengals are going to destroy them. Even fantasy relevance, why even using Ripper's thing, you not only have fantasy relevance, you have fantasy superstars. So, Burrow, the Bengals.
Agreed. Next up,
We have a lot of teams, it seems like, that are playing teams that they should beat. So we now have next up Indianapolis at Houston.
oh jeez. Hey, look,
Pass.
nah,
Just a hard
let me
pass,
tell you
like
something.
don't watch that one.
Let me tell you something, man. I think Houston Texans surprised some people this year. I know, sounds like I'm smoking crack, maybe, but
But are you?
Sounds.
listen. Look, here's some names. Now that we've done fantasy drafts, and I drafted one or two of them, but here's some names for you. Damian Pierce, the running back for Houston Texans. Remember that name because he's going to have a good season. Then you've got Nico Collins. Nico Collins too, man. People are going to be like, oh, who Nico? Dude, just wait. That kid can get open. He can catch some balls. The only big problem here, obviously, is another quarterback situation because it is David Mills, but man, he played pretty good this.
Wait, who's David Mills?
Yeah, I know. Nobody knows who the fuck David Mills. He's
I mean, wait,
my neighbor.
Matt,
He's like,
Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, they don't count, but David Mills does.
David Mills was
Are you
1985
talking-
Boys Club flag football champion.
2 years running.
1985.
2 years running
Holy
there.
shit, that's like my age, but
That guy can play quarterback, damn it. But I just have a feeling about Texans this year. I really do. Now, am I choosing them to pick over Indianapolis? You know what? Yeah, I am. To be honest, I think fucking the Texans beat the Colts. How about them apples?
Yeah, that's gonna bite you. So I think that the Colts are the number one team. I think they're the AFC's best
wait,
team.
what?
That's just
Here,
seriously.
did you steal my crack pipe?
Nope. They have
No.
the
The
best
Colts
running
are
back,
number one.
one of the top 10 offensive lines, a great defense, and they just had Matt Ryan. This is the team in the AFC.
The same Matt Ryan that choked in the Super Bowl with a fucking 3,000-point lead.
28-7.
Yes. He didn't play defense in that game, did he?
No, he just threw some picks.
Yeah, they just didn't. They didn't run the ball, or kick a field goal, or do a couple other things.
Look, man, I'm sticking to my fucking crack pipe pick. Houston Texans beat the Colts.
I will say the Colts win.
Damian Pierce, 3 touchdowns, 157 yards.
Matt Ryan, 500 yards, 1 happy smile.
Neither, so 1 happy smile for me.
I'm
It's going to be a lot. Grind out, just boring ass
in the game.
Sorry.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling. I'm not. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm fucking delusional. But
I mean, we haven't gotten to the Seahawks yet, so.
Oh, don't worry, they're coming.
You heard it here first. Texans by fucking 14. Maybe just a field goal, but we'll go with 14.
Maybe just a
I mean, while we're dreaming, might as well, right?
Gotta go big, right?
Confused as shit what maybe just 14 versus a field goal is, but
Well, you're gonna win by 14 or win by a field goal.
okay.
So who do you have there? Strikey strike.
I'm going the Colts.
All right.
I think it's gonna be close, but I think the Colts pull it out.
Our next one is Lamar Jackson's versus the Jets.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's the Ravens, but only because Zach Wilson isn't playing.
Well, I'm delusional. I'm not fucking stupid. I'll take the Ravens on this one for sure.
Zach Wilson. I mean,
He is playing. Hey, he's not a bad quarterback. You think Zach Wilson's bad?
no, I love Zach Wilson. Former Utah or BYU boy.
Yep. He's not bad at all.
Yes,
But,
he's bad.
Is he playing?
Is he
he's
top
injured.
tier quarterback? Is he in the top half? No.
Jets got that rookie quarterback. Running back that everybody's been big on this fantasy league. Brees Hall. I haven't, but we'll see. I guess they do have Elijah Moore, who's a great receiver.
The Jets have like 4 number 1 running backs or something.
They have some bad ones from last year.
Yeah, like Ty Johnson and Michael Carter. We'll see how Brees Hall does. I mean, can't be that bad. But who's throwing the ball? Joe Flacco?
It's gonna be Joe for the first 4 games.
No, I heard Wilson's going to actually play.
No, Wilson won't be in for the first 4 games.
So long story short, the Jets are going 0-4. Cool story. I'll take Baltimore on this one for sure.
Yeah, but not because of the QB or anything, just because the Jets suck.
No, because Baltimore is much better. Lamar.
Your Pee Wee team could probably beat the Jets, so.
They're not that bad, but and they're better than last year. It's just they were really, really bad, and they did a lot of moves, a lot of good moves. I think they're back on the road to respectability, but they're definitely not a good team.
Respectability. They haven't had fucking respectability in years. Fuck all that noise.
As my dad would say, the last time they had respectability was Joe Namath. So.
Damn.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Baltimore it is. Crabs and touchdowns. That's what it'll be all about.
Old Bay, not Crabs. Old Bay. Where to next, Warty?
The Giants versus the Titans.
Giants versus the Titans. Jeez. Is what's his name still there? Fucking Clapper, the ex-Cowboys coach? What's his name, Striker?
I don't know Cowboys
Jason
coaches.
Jason Garrett. He was the
Clapper?
offensive corner for the. Yeah, all he did was fucking clap, man.
Well, I don't watch the Dallas Cowboys that closely, so.
You know all you haters are fucking closet Cowboy fans.
No.
So the Giants got Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. Saquon Barkley, we'll see how well he does.
But
Everybody
Breida
took a
is
chance
the
with that.
second running back's pretty good.
He's all right.
The former Niners running
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Server group
But
assigned.
I mean, the wide receiver core is Sterling Shepard, and then
Jesus. I don't have anybody really good. Darius Slayton.
I
He's
mean,
sucking it.
Kadarius Tooney. I mean, Jesus, dragging the bottom of that.
They have a Rick James. My bad. Richie James, but still.
Rick
Kenny Galladay.
James.
Wow, the Jets look shitty as fuck to me. They really do.
Giants.
Plus,
Giants. Not
Giants,
Jets.
you know what I meant. The other shitty New York team.
I mean, you got Tanner Thurl on the Tennessee, and then Derrick Henry, and I mean, they'll just run the ball.
Yeah. They got Robert Woods. Good old Robert Woods, Mr. Reliable. They don't have shit either. If you look at the receiving core, Jesus
Wait, they
Christ,
signed
it's
Josh
horrible.
Gordon?
Yeah, they need a good weed in the locker room.
Also, Josh Gordon went to University of Utah. What the fuck?
Josh Gordon don't play football. He smokes weed.
And can catch the ball better than just about anybody.
When's the last time he played football?
It's been like 3 years.
Fucking guy. He's waiting for them to legalize it like they did in the NBA.
I mean, I'm waiting for them to legalize it. So
Anyway, I take Tennessee Titans on this one, Warty.
Yep.
I don't want to pick.
If the Giants go 2-15, I won't be surprised.
I don't like the Titans. But
What?
Yeah, you may not like the Titans, but the Giants. Whew.
Yeah.
Buddy.
They're gonna win. I've got Derrick Henry, which makes it even worse. So I'm actually going to be somewhat rooting for him, and then I'll probably have to hang myself. So Tennessee's going to win.
Hey, did they manhandle the Jaguars? Did they touch them in the no-no place?
They have touched them in the no-no place multiple times.
Well,
I mean, you're wearing a Jags hat and a Jags jersey.
No. I'm also wearing
Oh, if you say Jags underwear, I'm out.
Jags
I'm
tennis
done.
shoes. So
if you say Jags underwear, I want to see.
Jags tennis shoes. The little Jaguar emblem.
Can we get Mrs. Warty to validate you're not wearing Jags underwear?
No, you cannot.
That you have to switch over to his OnlyFans page.
Yeah, exactly. That's $9.95, folks.
In pesos.
Yeah, pesos. It is September, and thank you, Sub, for that sub. Okay. Next up, we have the Raiders and the Chargers.
Whew, that's gonna be a blowout.
Which, let's say, this division's stacked, right? The West is stacked. Like, that's a great division right now. Thanks to Striker's team giving up their quarterback. Thank you very much.
I mean, you gotta sell him when he's hot. So
Yeah.
I'm going Chargers. Justin Herbert. I watched him play live. Dude has an electric arm. He's got weapons left and right.
Who we got? Chargers? Who?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh man, that's gonna be a fucking shootout. That's a game to watch. And there's some games that you really, really want to watch. I usually, when I watch football, I watch it on the Red Zone channel, right? Unless it's the Cowboys game. But man, there's some games this season like that one. Raiders and the Chargers, that should be a fucking hell of a game to watch. Buffalo and the Rams, that's a fucking great start in my opinion. But this one here, the Raiders and the Chargers, that's a game I actually want to watch. And not just watch the red zone so I can see who scores fucking touchdowns in fantasy. I want to watch that game.
Derek Carr and Devontae Adams on the Raiders. Oh boy.
Damn.
And then Keelan Cole. I mean, like, you're talking about some good wideouts.
Darren Waller at tight end.
And Hunter Renfrow. I mean,
We don't want to mention that one right now. There's some hidden pent up angst for fantasy football.
Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's on a contract year, right? Is that what it is? They didn't take his 50 years. He's on a contract year trying to prove himself. I mean, damn. That usually running backs when they're trying to prove themselves do fucking great.
I mean, I'm just gonna counter with Mike Williams and Gerald Everett, and Keenan Allen for the Chargers with Justin.
Great team across the board, both of them. I mean, they match up pretty fucking well, man. This is the only thing I think that maybe the Chargers have a slight advantage is at running back, but we'll see. I mean, Austin Eckler has a lot of.
I'll take
proving to
Herbert
do.
over Carr any day of the week. I've watched
Yeah.
Herbert throw in Oregon.
Tough though, man. The reason I say that is look who he's throwing to.
Yeah, but dude has got a laser.
Yeah, fuck. There's a lot to say about Devontae Adams. He gets fucking open, bro. He's
Yeah.
probably on the field. He's gonna be the best receiver. There is not a better receiver than him, and on the fucking Rams. I'll say that. Keenan Allen's great, but he's no Devontae Adams. If you had
I'll
to
give
choose,
that.
who are you choosing?
I mean, is it Carr and Adams or Herbert and Allen?
I on this one, man. I love Herbert. I really do. I think he's a great quarterback, but
You
Carr
can see his
seems to
stats on
have
the
these
screen: 38 touchdowns,
choking moments.
15 picks, 5,000 yards.
Shit. What are the stats for fucking Carr?
I don't know. I'd have to pop those stats up for you. Sorry.
Are these last year stats or predictive stats?
That was this past year's stats. That's what Herbert threw for. That's
Man,
that's
Carr
top tier.
was 23 touchdowns, 14 ints,
How many yards?
4,800.
Yeah, you can add another 1,000 of that with fucking Devontae Adams sitting over there.
Possibly two.
Yeah, I'm. Man, this is
Yeah,
a
but
tough
14
one.
interceptions that's a high fucking number for an old dude.
Herbert had a big amount too for a young dude.
Yeah, but Herbert's a young dude. He's gonna make bad reads. I mean, you're like comparing Tom Brady when Russell Wilson came into the league with Russell Wilson,
Well,
right?
And let's not forget who Derek Carr's brother
Mr.
is.
I mean-
So, and that's quite frankly, that's also the problem, right? Is that he's got issues with his line, which Derek had when in Houston, as he was the most sacked quarterback and he got gun shy. So that's part of the reason why he had so many picks.
Okay, so Carr versus Herbert. Carr had 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Herbert has 38 touchdowns, 15 interceptions last year.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Yards are about the same. I'm going Chargers.
One Raiders.
So the question to me is, did the Raiders line get better? They made some adjustments to it. They added Devontae, and the question comes:
Who's the Raiders line coach?
Does Adams make that team better, or does he subtract? And there's been rumors in Green Bay that it was throw it to me. If that's the case, and he's taken away from Waller and Renfro and Jacobs and everybody else, that's going to be a problem. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to fit. And they're probably, again, if they can get that, if the line falls apart, he's not going to have time, and the same thing's going to happen all over, which is, I think, what sabotaged him last year. So I think the Raiders are going to win. I don't think it's because the Chargers are bad. I think it's just because, someone's got to win when two great teams play each other. So I think
Ripper and Warty with the Raiders and Striker with the Chargers.
Yeah, I think this is much watched TV though. This is the game to put on the direct TV after the Jags get down by 47 points.
When is that one being played? I know the Cowboys are playing Sunday night, right?
Jags play.
No,
Sunday morning.
I think he's concerned about the Raiders and the Chargers.
Yeah,
Jags play versus Washington on 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Under the Raiders and the Chargers.
Probably the 1 a.m.
Let's go put them.
Raiders are the afternoon game too.
Are they?
Or afternoon game, not 2. This whole West Coast thing, when I'm trying to talk to you East Coast boys, sucks.
3:25 on Sunday.
You can throw it at West Coast times. We don't care. So in the game of the week, the Buccaneers at the Cowboys.
Why is that the game of the week?
I don't know. I just felt because you're a Cowboys
NBC
fan.
thought it was, so.
It's Sunday night game. America's game, America's team. So yeah.
Whoa. America's team?
Yeah. Yeah. You've never heard of
That is their
Cowboys
nickname.
America's team?
Warty, I'm out.
That's just
Well,
because
it
you
ain't
live in the
fucking
Pacific
Seattle,
Northwest.
home
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
Bro, but I mean, how many Super Bowls has the Cowboys won since Seattle won a Super Bowl?
Okay, winning and losing has nothing to do with it. Let me tell you why. Because everybody talks about the fucking Cowboys, so that would make them America's team.
I mean,
At
it's
least the
bigger
team
in
that
Texas.
America talks about.
It's bigger in Texas when you look at the shadow.
Sure. Why Stephen A. fucking talks about them every fucking time he gets a chance.
I mean, bro, Stephen A's nuts. How do they taste?
America's team. America. Does that bother you?
Doesn't bother me.
America. Anyways.
I mean, Drew Lock, Geno Smith, you can all suck it.
Dallas and Tampa, man. Again, I am a Dallas fan. We all know that. So my pick is going to be the Cowboys, but I'm going to tell you why. One, Tom Brady and the devil broke up. Two,
Was that on Instagram?
No, Tom Brady still sold his soul, buddy.
His wife and him are breaking up.
No, they're not breaking up. She gave him shit for not
winning.
But
yeah, not winning the Super Bowl.
They're
You came in
problems.
second. That does not work in my house.
Correct. Having problems. Tom Brady, let's see, Leonard Fournette running the ball and nobody else behind him that I like. Mike Evans, Chris Goodwin, Russell Gage. Still, that's not bad at all. They brought on Julio, too.
I mean, they've got Le'Veon Bell. They've got Ronald Jones. They've got Giovanni Bernard.
They got rid of Jones.
Rick Jones, bitch.
Rick Jones? Okay, well, Rick Jones is yeah, sure.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you a name for Sunday night's game that you all are going to fucking freak out on. His last name is Turpin. He plays special teams. And he is going to score touchdowns out of special teams.
I'm just going to say, I used to be a New England Patriots hater, Tom Brady hater. And at 45, he's older than me, and he's still quarterbacking in the NFL. So, go boy.
Some comment. I picked the Cowboys.
That's because he doesn't eat bread. Do you eat bread? I eat bread.
He eats soul. I don't eat bread.
He doesn't eat bread. He eats souls.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Little children's souls go. He also threw for 5,300 yards, which is more than the 20-year-old Habert.
What did Dak Prescott?
Herbert.
No, it's Habert. He's a Louisiana boy. Just joking.
Hey, Bird.
So you've gone with the Cowboys. You've deluded yourself into that one, which is fine most of the weeks. I think the Cowboys are a pretty good team. They just don't. The Bucs they're a top 5 defense. Brady's arm isn't going to fall off until midseason. They've got a shit ton of weapons. It's the Bucs.
Cowboys.
Striker for the deciding pick.
Buccaneers. Oh, fuck the Cowboys. I will literally never choose the Cowboys. I'm happy to be wrong all the time, but Cowboys are never getting my pick.
You don't have to pick America's team. We're good. I'm going with America's team, Warty. By 7.
All right.
Okay, so Bucs by 14.
Maybe, sure. I'll get 10. I think it's gonna be close. The next up are the Saints versus the we got no quarterbacks, or the Falcons.
Yeah. Look,
I'm actually surprised the line is close as it is.
No, we know. Is it? Let me see.
5.5.
God, all fucking Atlanta has is Cordell. I mean, look, Mariota isn't the savior of Atlanta, bro. Come on now. If he was that great of a quarterback, he'd still be playing for Tennessee. I don't see Atlanta with a lot. They've got a rookie receiver, anyways. That Drake London kid that looks pretty exciting, but other than that, Cordell. I mean, I don't see a lot there that's going to fucking make a difference for them, and that's a fact.
However, I don't see how Atlanta pulls this one out. It's New Orleans all the way.
New Orleans got Jameis Winston, and they have Andy Dalton sitting on the bench. They got Kamara and Ingram. Michael Thomas is back, supposedly. They picked up Javaris Landry. That Chris Olave rookie, I picked him up in fantasy. He's pretty fucking good, in my opinion, anyways. You know, they've got some good freaking team. They still have Taysom Hill at tight end, which is really great also. There's just more fantasy relevance in New Orleans than there is in Atlanta right now, and I think they take the win.
Is Hill a better quarterback than Mariota.
No.
Hill's not the quarterback though.
But is he a better quarterback?
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Wrong team, buddy.
Oh.
Taysom's on New Orleans. We're talking the other team.
Yeah. I'm saying, is he a better quarterback than Mariota?
Oh yeah.
So I'm not a Mariota fan. I think you're right. If you can't make it in Tennessee where they run first, second, and third, you're not going to make it anywhere. So he's not done anything of note ever since he left Tennessee.
It's interesting that Taysom is now a tight end in New Orleans.
Well, he was a tight end to begin with. They played him at quarterback. In fact, he was in some of the fantasy leagues. He was still listed as a tight end, and some people, when he got started as quarterback, got quarterback points at tight end, which made my week. So yeah, bad memories. So the Falcons are bad, dude. I mean, they had a guard last year that graded it a 0, which is like, you could fall down and someone trip over you and you get like a 1. So
the Saints are 5.5 point favorites in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, they're
which is
really
a touchdown difference, right? So they're what, 12.5 points?
Yeah, and it's sad because I think Pitts is a great tight end, and the sad thing is, by the time they get a quarterback in there, he's going to be 5 years in. Patterson, is just a stopgap, So they really, that's the weapons. That's the end of the list right there. Yeah, it's going to be a bad time, I think. And the Saints defense is good. They're I'm not sold on Winston. I don't think he's a top tier quarterback, but he's enough to take care of the Falcons.
Hey, Winston had LASIK, bro. All right, that guy can get it done now.
Hey, he is a Seminole, and we won again, so we're back to prominence. So I'm good.
And if he starts choking, you have fucking the Red Rocket on the bench, Andy Dalton, bro.
Correct.
Red Rocket, love it.
Red-headed quarterbacks are like gray horses in racing, bro. You know they're good luck.
I'm pretty sure his nickname was the Red Rifle.
Oh man, Red Rocket.
Red Rocket. It's
South Park, buddy.
It's cooler. All right, and the We Shouldn't Watch games continued. We've got the 49ers versus the Bears. The Bears.
Look, I'm going to use fantasy relevance in this one because that's the way it's going to make sense. You got the Bears they got Justin Fields. I'm not big on that kid. David Montgomery. Darryl Mooney's the only receiver that's worth picking up in the Bears. Have that, what is his name? Equanimous St. Brown guy, who maybe we could do some shit. We'll see. I mean,
did you say Equanimous?
Equanimous, yes. Equanimous. I don't know how to say his fucking
Yeah, that's
name.
awesome.
Ecuador guy, that one. He's a motherfucker.
Ecuadorian.
Quaver St. Brown. Then you go look at fucking. Sorry, my mic cut off. Yeah, I was talking.
I was like,
Then you go look at the 49ers. I mean, come on now. I know they don't have the greatest of quarterbacks with Trey. Well, man, I like Trey Lance, bro. I think he brings a whole different dynamic to the 49ers also. Obviously, the running back situation is not bad. Mitchell isn't a bad one. They have Jeff Wilson sitting on the bench. But here's where you really go at it. Debo fucking Samuels, bro. And George Kittle. And Ayuk is a great fucking receiver, too. I just think
as
the
a
49ers.
Seahawks fan, Debo scares the fuck out of me.
I love Debo, man. I wish I'd got him. Every single one of my fucking fantasy teams, I got him on none. Did I get him? I don't know. I don't think I got him in any. But
you were shooting for him on all of them. Yeah.
Fucking suck. But I think the 49ers make some fucking noise this season, to be honest. But I definitely think they win this game because the Bears, they does suck. Sorry to all you Bear fans out there.
No, I think the 49ers are going to win. The question is going to be Lance, right? And how does that dynamic work with him and Garoppolo? Because Garoppolo's taken them.
That's the question, isn't it? Is it Jimmy G or is it Trey?
Well, they said it's Trey, but when you're a young quarterback, I know, but when you're a young quarterback and you're looking over your shoulder, that's, depending on the person you are, that's sometimes detrimental. So
I mean, I'm just saying they don't trust Trey because they re-signed Jimmy G. So
Mm,
Yeah, and maybe they had money and they're looking to trade him later. I mean, it doesn't.
I mean,
It doesn't hurt to have
the-
him. I mean, he got you to the title
reality
game.
was they didn't want to release him, so Seattle would get him. But
maybe that's true. But either way, they're starting Trey Lance, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, and until you get a 6 interception performance, and then they're like, maybe.
I mean, I'll trust Drew Lock over Trey Lance. So.
he looked bad, but that was as a rookie. So, what's the leap look like? He just there you go. He was 41 to 71, 603 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, and that did not look that good. That was over multiple games.
Quick update: I did pick up Deebo Samuels in one money league, the one I'm in with you in Kindbud.
I appreciate that. So thank you, Trey Lance, for throwing only 600 yards this whole next season.
Fuck you. I go with the Niners on this one, by the way. Got Niners.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at, Warty?
I think we're all at Niners, right?
Yep.
Except for the Seattle guy. Oh, you're going to Niners?
I'm going Niners.
Did it hurt?
They're gonna blow them out. Oh. Yes, but no.
Yeah. Yes, but no.
That's what she said.
Are you cheating on yourself right now? Is that what that one is? We're getting to the Vikings there, Hannah. Hold on. All right. Next up, we got the Eagles and the Jared Goffs or the Lions.
Fucking Beagles. I hate the Beagles, by the way.
I didn't.
Again, I'm
As
an
America's
NFC
team
guy.
guy doesn't like the Eagles. I don't get
Even
that.
though they have a tight end named Dallas Gobert, Yogurt.
Dallas Yogurt?
Goddard. I don't know how to say his fucking name. What do they have? Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Their running back crew sucks all across the board. Their receiver crew, they have A.J. Brown's about the only one I like. Tight end's okay. God damn, this team sucks.
Yeah.
But they're picked to win the NFC East.
Well, because the NFC East sucks.
Well, yeah. You can get to the playoffs with 2 wins. Yeah.
I mean, this is a coin flip game. Like, Philly and Detroit sucks.
Does Detroit suck, though?
I mean, look at their roster, dude.
But the running back ain't bad. DeAndre Swift is pretty good.
I mean, your starter's Jared Goff or Nate Sudfeld?
It's Jared Goff, but what did you have? Hurts or Goff?
I mean, do I want to eat a bullet or put one in my temple?
Well, Detroit has a better running back score, too. And better receivers. I'm taking Detroit on this one. Detroit.
Yeah, I'm a coin flip.
Yeah, I'm taking all the underdogs based on fucking this shit. I'll take them. Detroit, Warty. Fucking Detroit.
I'm going to go with the Eagles just to fuck with Rip.
Where the water goes bad.
In your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not talking. So I don't like Hurts. I like the Eagles, but I don't like Hurts. So, they're a middle road team. They're I'm looking somewhere in the middle, 6, 7, 8 wins, somewhere in there. So they're not great, but they're also not terrible. And I think the Lions are better than they were last year, but they're also a middle of the road team. And I don't think Goff's the answer. And I think they're going to basically cut ties with them after this year. So, I still think the Eagles are a better team. I think the quarterbacks are both mediocre. I think the Eagles are a better team. I think they're going to win this one. I think it's going to be close. And it's going to be one of those, like, 13-11 games. So.
Nice. 2-0.
I'm sorry, what now?
Score's going to be 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah. 2 home runs. All right, next up we got the Patriots and the new look Dolphins.
You look Dolphins, huh? Let's see. Fantasy relevance. Tua, who I don't think anybody believes in. You have
Mac Jones.
who?
Mac.
Oh, over Mac Jones, yeah. I like Mac Jones. He's all right. I like him better than I like Tua, to be honest. Running back wise, Miami, and let's see. I think the running back core in New England is better than the one in Miami, in my opinion. But I have Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mustard from the 49ers. Miles Gaskin and damn, they took two 49ers. Oh, wasn't Salvin Ahmed a 49er last year also?
Yeah, he wasn't important enough to care.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waller. Fuck, the receivers in Miami are pretty fucking good. I like the receivers in Miami more than I like the receivers in New England. It's just, can Tua get it to him, right? This is a toss-up, to be fucking honest. I mean, fantasy relevance-wise, they're kind of even, in my opinion. Who takes it? Look, man, I'm going to take this one and go down the coaching and say Bill Belichick gets the win. That's my pick. Belichick. Interesting. Did Striker fall asleep?
Yeah, Striker fell asleep on us.
No, just hate Belichick, so.
You hate a lot of
But
things.
that's the whole run Marshawn not pass that thing from years ago.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, second.
Very insightful color commentary by Striker. Suck it. So, are you sold on Tua? And the funny thing is, all the news outlets are saying that Tua was an accurate quarterback and he's turned the corner. And spring training, he was awesome. And I look back to last year, and he was not. And I can count the times that quarterbacks suddenly flip the switch. And I think it's Josh Allen, and that's the end of it. So there aren't too many times a quarterback comes in the league and plays a couple years, and he looks like dog, and then suddenly turns it around. No matter who you add. And so I think Tua is what he is, and I don't know what's going to help. On the flip side, Hill's fast as hell. And he is the kind of guy that if you give him a ball and an inch, he's going to take it to the house. That doesn't hurt your team. Waddle's a good receiver. They've got Gesicki at tight end. He's a great tight end. Their running backs are but they've got a good team. They've got some really super duper skill positions. On the flip side, you got the Patriots, who have the greatest coach, although he looks a little less great now that he doesn't have Tom Brady. And everybody's saying that Mac Jones is having a horrible preseason, and he's going to take a step back. You don't look at the Patriots and go, wow, there's a bunch of skill positions outside of their tight ends, right? They've got some good tight ends. It's probably a ground and pound type of team, and Mac Jones that's not making mistakes, which he didn't do last year. I think the Dolphins are going to be a fun to watch team. I don't know that they're going to be a lot of wins, and I think the Patriots are going to be a not fun to watch team, and I think they're going to have a losing season actually. I think the Dolphins are going to win this one. But I don't think it's because of Tua. I think it's just because they've got better skill positions. So I almost, using the Ripper thing, I think it's fantasy relevance, and it stacks up on the Dolphins side.
Well, there you go.
So I've stolen Ripper's fantasy relevance.
Well, I went with Belichick, so fantasy relevance out the fucking window on that one, I guess. I like his cut-off fucking hoodies. Belichick.
Yep.
That counts.
Billy B.
We have the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're going to the nation's capital to play the Washington football team, Commanders, whatever they're calling themselves this year.
The Commies.
The Commies.
Jacksonville has a team?
They do.
Who's their quarterback?
It's a guy from Clemson that lost more games last year than his entire career to that point.
So the guy from Remember the Titans?
He is.
That's the quarterback? Oh man, they're gonna win. So, shall we do a fantasy relevance in this one? Sure, why not, Ripper? Let's do it.
Yay, Ripper!
So you got fucking Sunshine at quarterback. The rookie running back that fucking Warty thinks is going to run for 8,000 yards.
He is not a rookie running back. He is a first year.
Not?
No, last year was his rookie year. He got hurt.
Well, come on now. He was redshirted last year. Fine.
He was redshirt.
All right, the sophomore running back who's never fucking played a snap in the NFL because he got hurt.
Correct.
A live regular season.
Appreciate that. Get that correct.
Receivers. Yeah. Who are they gonna throw? Christian Kirk? Come on now. Wow, the receiver core isn't all that, Warty.
Did you Did you see Kirk's stats last year?
With a better quarterback.
Not
was
bad.
he good?
With Kyler Murray, dude. Come on.
I think Kyler's a good quarterback.
Is he better than Sunshine?
Yes.
We'll see about that.
Sunshine and rain. That one? Fucking Sunshine. He should be selling hair products. Let's see. Now let's go look at the commies. Commies have. Alright, so they're not too well, Carson Wentz, so I mean Carson Wentz over Sunshine?
When he was last seen, I think Sunshine beat him by what, 3 touchdowns?
I'll take Sunshine in the quarterback department. Running backs? Damn. Antonio Gibson or the guy who got shot and was out for 4 weeks? What was his name? He was pretty good.
He was pretty good.
I said he got shot in the fucking leg.
in the buttocks, in the gluteus maximus.
You got shot in the ass. Terry McLaurin, whatever the fuck, is still a great. I mean, shit. This could be an evened out fucking game if you think about it. Neither team is great in my opinion. They're saying Washington over Jacksonville. I don't know, man. You know, everybody wants to think it's going to be Sunshine's year, right? I know you do. And it might be, man. He wasn't a bad college quarterback. He hasn't done completely shitty in the NFL. Honestly, it's going to come down to that run game. If this Tetenini guy or whatever the fuck his name is comes out swinging and does really well, then I think Jacksonville can take it. I'm going to fucking take Jacksonville, Warty. I think Sunshine surprises everybody and has a breakout season. How does that sound for you?
I'm a fan.
Jacksonville.
Does Stryker is Stryker going to anti-homer this?
I think he passed out already.
I think we have lost Stryker.
He's down for the 10 count.
He is. All right, so here's the deal. Last year, Urban Meyer was a disaster. And you know how much a coach means to a football team, especially at that position when you're not setting direction. And the list of things that he did, he argued with his coaches, belittled them, went out on a party instead of, after inconsolable after losses, but yet he's out, partying with strippers at the dance club without his wife. So very, very much, I think the team was very much in disorder last year. I don't think they were a great team, but I think they were better than a record. Now you throw in a Super Bowl winning coach who was from the Eagles, and I know that probably drives you nuts, but he's a competent coach. And so the question goes is when you go from a complete disaster to coach to a competent coach, how much better can you be? And that's the hope this year for me. I think that they have solidified their front seven, which is very important on defense. The back half, they've got some playmakers on defense. So I think the defense is set and solid. I think on offense, the offensive line is still an average unit, but this is the time to see if Sunshine's a franchise quarterback and worthy of the number 1 overall pick. I don't love the Kirk signing. I think he was overpaid, but you have to overpay for free agents. And I think he's going to be good. I don't know that he's a true number 1. I'd like to see a true number 1 here, like, obviously a Devontae Adams, somebody like that, but you get what you get. The running game's solid. I think the Jags are, and I think the tight ends are actually a lot better than people expect. I think this is a solid team. I think they're going to make a run at the playoffs. I think the problem for us is going to be the Colts in the division. I think Ryan and that team's better. So I think the Jags are going to win, and I think they're actually going to be competent this year. 8-9 wins. Now, that will all fall apart about week 3, and then I will be crying.
I'm going to go back to the receiver core trade. Sunshine can be all he can be, but who the fuck's he going to throw to? I'm still not sold on Christian Kirk. His stats last year weren't all that. He had, 982 yards and 5 touchdowns?
Yeah, but he wasn't a primary. And Marvin Jones is a great possession receiver. So I think those two. I think that's the start. The two starters.
Zay Jones ain't bad either. He's a quick little. I don't know, man. We'll see. I guess. Look, if you want, look, they say good quarterback or great quarterbacks make everybody else great around them. Blah 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 blah. I get it, but everybody puts good pieces around a quarterback. And from fucking what's his name in Green Bay to the Cowboys to fucking uh, Tom Brady, man, right? Tom Brady took pay cuts to build teams around him so he could be fucking great. You want a quarterback to be great, put pieces around him, man. Burrows has pieces around him. All the great Herbert. Look at Carr. They just added more pieces. You have to put the pieces around him. I don't believe that Trevor Lawrence has the pieces around him just yet, and we'll see, right? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Christian Kirk is a prime right now. Marvin Jones, they got some, but who the fuck are these guys, right? You've always known them to be bit players, right? Not stars. This Travis Etienne, whatever the fuck you say his name, the sophomore rookie. We don't know what he's going to do. You can't compare what he does in preseason to regular season because you're running against the 3s and 4s in preseason. Sure, you look fucking great. Everybody does. But I guess we'll see, man. Honestly, I don't think they put enough around Sunshine to make him a great quarterback, and that sucks, man. He's going to end up in Cleveland in 3 years where his fucking career is going to
die. Well, hopefully not. And again, some of those, like I think Aaron Rodgers is a perfect example. I think he makes those wide receivers more than the other way around. Adams being the exception to the rule. For the most part, he's had what I would think is a mediocre set of wide receivers. Manning used to do that. He didn't need a superstar. Brady used to do that. And then he went to Tampa and he's like, well, look what I can do with studs. Or he had Moss for a couple of years in New England. So I think those guys are good quarterbacks and they throw it to the open guys and they know the scheme's good enough. It's just getting to the next level. So I think this year we're respectable and not an easy out, which is kind of the first step back. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, I like this one. I like the quarterback matchups, to be quite honest. Murray, to me, Murray and Mahomes play somewhat similar. Obviously Murray's a little shorter, but they do have a similar play style, man. They're both somewhat what I'd call gunslingers, right? They like to run around and make shit happen, which is fucking great. The only differences between Murray and Kansas City is that Patrick Mahomes used to have Tyreek Hill, and he still has Travis Kelce. They brought in Juju and Marquise Valdez, Scantling, however the fuck you want to say.
MVS.
I'm not big on the one you should look at here with Kansas City is that Sky Moore kid. I was looking at. I know we saw him a lot in the draft, but I looked at some of his preseason. Man, the guy can move. He's not bad, but Juju is not the answer for Tyreek. You know that, right? I mean, Juju's not a bad receiver, but he is no fucking Tyreek. They're going to be missing that, man. I think that Tyreek was a playmaker. He can move around. I think got running back KC is still questionable, right? I mean, Hilaire, whatever his name is, Clyde, has been there now for a little bit, and he hasn't done shit, right? His rookie year, everybody thought he was going to be the shit. People were taking him with the third pick of the fucking draft, and he was a fucking bust. Last year, too. So, people are waiting for him to have that great year. I think this is his last chance to really prove something. If he doesn't, he'll end up in Cleveland where his career will go to die.
Everyone ends up in Cleveland, big dog.
But yeah, we'll see. The running back, there's just, to me, in my opinion, the only thing he has left, Patrick Mahomes, is Travis Kelce. Juju's great, but he's not Tyreek Hill. And yeah, he was banged up last year with Pittsburgh, so on and so forth. But I think Juju's lost something. In my opinion, I like Juju. I've always liked Juju, but I don't know. And we know Scantling's not the answer, so we'll see there. Now, on the flip side of that, you go look at Murray, and they brought in what's his face is suspended for 18,000 games, 6 games, right? Hopkins.
Yes.
And they did. That's a great fucking weapon.
Who's been drafted by Warty in several leagues.
I drafted him too, where I can sit him. Fuck yeah! I won in my money leagues because I had the bench space, and I'm gonna sit him for 6 weeks. Fuck yeah, yes. The VX9 league that we drafted last night, yeah, tough. I couldn't do it. I wanted to, and I just couldn't. You have four fucking, what do we have, 4 roster spots on the bench or some shit like that?
Correct.
It was just not enough. There's just no way you fuck around there. You do that, and you're going to pay for it. And yeah, there wasn't room for that. Nobody was fucking around. It was all what it is. But I did draft them in a couple of leagues. Anyways, but you look at Arizona, and you got Kyler Murray. Again, another gunslinger, likes to move around, make plays happen, can run. I think the running back situation in Arizona is great. I was big on James Conner and try to get him everywhere I could. I just think James Conner is going to have that year, man. He had a pretty good year last year too. His stats weren't fucking bad at all. And he's that. I mean, they weren't great either, but what did he have last year? So let's look. 15 touchdowns, bro. Think about that. To me, that's pretty fucking good. With 3 touchdowns receiving, he had 375 receiving yards and 752 rushing yards. I mean, that's a pretty good fucking season, is it not?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So I think the running game is still there. I think Connor's still going to have a big fucking season. I think he'll do great. I know they brought in Darrell Williams, no big deal. They did bring in Marquise Brown from Baltimore, which I'm kind of thinking will be great. I know a lot of people were saying, but I think he does something special there too, man. Look, Kyler Murray likes to run around and get free, like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes would do the same shit, and he had a speedster that would get fucking open, and he would hit Tyreek Hill deep. Same fucking concept here with Marquise, or even short, and Tyreek will make it happen, right? Marquise Brown's the same thing. He's a speedster, man. He can get open deep. I know you said he catches every other pass, which is 50%. Probably fucking true. Shit, let's go look at his stats.
But if every pass you get thrown is an 80-yard bomb, and you catch one of them a game, they're happy. So.
Well, he did have over 1,000 yards. He had 91 receptions for 1,008 yards with 6 touchdowns. The touchdown production sucks, but the last 3 years, 6, 8, and 7 touchdowns, not bad. He's gotten more yards as the years go by. So now with a better quarterback, well, not a better quarterback because Lamar wasn't shitty. Let's get that right. But with the gunslinger, well, they're both gunslingers. You know what I mean. Anyways, if he's improved I can't compare the quarterbacks. If he improves every year, Marquise Brown gets his yards. Then you add in DeAndre Hopkins 6 weeks later, and Marquise Brown is getting fucking open all the fucking time. Who are you going to double? You leave DeAndre one-on-one, he's going to fucking
kill you. Well, you can't double to begin with because Murray's going to run around. So you're putting a spy on Murray. So that's a part of the reason why the Cardinals offense works that way, right?
Not just that, but you start fucking around like that, and now he's checking down the Connor, or you're running with Connor. Like, there's too much there, right? So, yeah. Marquise Brown gets open. DeAndre Hopkins comes back 6 years. Long story fucking short, man, this is going to be a big one. Nah, it's tough. I want to take Arizona, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger. It's tough, man. You can't, look. Fucking, what's his name? Mahomie and Kels is still a fucking huge connection. And show me a team that has stopped fucking Kels. You know it's going to him, and you still can't fucking stop him. I mean, he's a fucking tight end that plays like a receiver, right? I mean, shit.
Yeah, he plays like a center, like Shaq, right?
He's a beast, bro. Yeah, exactly. He blocks you out and catches the fucking ball. It's tough to call, right, in that sense, because I do think that Arizona is going to be great. They're just missing something, and that something is fucking Hopkins, and he's not back for 6 weeks. And because of that, I can't take Arizona. I'm taking Kansas City. If fucking Hopkins was there, I think Arizona wins this game.
Well, goes with fantasy relevance, right? That's another weapon.
Fuck yeah.
So, I've seen. I mean, I've gone to Chiefs games. I see Mahomes. He's amazing, just flat up amazing. Last year there was a stretch where they started off the season well, and then in the middle of the year they ran into some problems, and that was around them trying to throw deep. And people basically were like we'll double Tyreek, we'll double Kelsey, and beat us. And they struggled at that. And then Mahomes started checking down the ball, and that went away. And then they won out and ultimately lost in the Bengals in a great game. So I think on the levels, Mahomes is a better quarterback than Murray. I think that Juju isn't a suitable replacement for Hill, but I think he's a good wide receiver, and he's going to get his 1,000 yards. The question is, does it MVS do McCole Hardman, do those guys fit in and get enough wide open yards? Because again, Mahomes is going to throw people open. On the flip side, I don't love Murray. There's a reason why prototypes exist in the NFL, and it's because people that are outside of them get hurt, get injured, don't make it. He is a midget that can't see over the line. He's a great athlete. He's done wonders in this league, but it catches up to you. And I think that's what we've seen with the Cardinals is he's thrown a lot of yards, he's gotten a lot of touchdowns, but they haven't necessarily translated to wins and playoff wins and so on and so forth. I don't know how much, we had Chad Pennington forever that would get you 10-6 every year and then lose in the first round of the playoffs. I think Murray's in that vein. I think he's just a little too short. And Wilson's won a championship being not too much taller, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think I still just I'm not sold on him. So I'm picking the Chiefs. I think the Cards are fun to watch, but I think they're going to keep being short on the playoff wins.
How tall is Murray?
I think he's 5. He's listed as 5'8", right? No, he's not. No, he's not 5'11".
What is he, 6 foot, Wilson?
Wilson's like 5'10".
Okay, I get it. 2-inch difference. How tall is fucking Dougie Flutie?
He was like 5'10".
Look, I agree, or not. I don't. I see, or maybe not say the word agree, but I see that in the NFL, right? You've got fucking your linemen are 6'3", 6'8", 6'5", 6'3".
Yeah, they're mammoth individuals, right? And they take up real estate.
Correct. And you want to be a tall quarterback so you can see over your linemen, but there are pass lanes. And I don't think he has trouble stepping. Pass lanes are the lanes between your linemen. You find them, you pass them. We deal with that now. My line in youth football is fucking tall.
Yeah, you told me you've got size 13s running around in the youth football.
Correct. I've got my 2 guards are 5'11", and my tackles are about.
So how tall is your
5'10".
quarterback?
I have one quarterback that is probably 5'4", 5'2", and the other one is a little shorter. They're not tall kids, trust me. But I'll have to send you the clip of the touchdowns this weekend. But you'll see my quarterback. He's not short. He's a little taller. He's maybe 5'6", which isn't bad compared to the comparison of the linemen, right? You can't compare NFL to that. You can't compare 6'4" to 5'8". But that's a huge fucking difference. I get it, but you're going in shotgun, right? Let's start off with that. You're not like under center the whole fucking time. You're going at shotgun, so you have space away. You can see your receivers. He's rolling out. He's fucking moving. I don't totally subscribe to the fact that the size is going to kill him. Now, it does make a difference. Don't get me wrong. If I had to pick the 5'8" fast quarterback or the 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", whatever quarterback that can throw the ball, I'm going to go with the tall quarterback probably.
But it's a game of inches, and those inches get lost in those little things like the fact that you get a pass batted down the line because you're 5 foot nothing. It's because you've got to scramble around, and your line gets a holding call. Like it's those little things that make you lose those inches. That again, you're talking against a prototype. We're not talking we're not talking the 32nd, the David Mills of the league. We're talking about the top end talent. If you're trying to win a Super Bowl, if you're trying to win a playoff game, you're playing against the best of the best. They're prototypes. They're 6'4", 6'2", 6 foot at the shortest, and they don't have those limitations. That's what I'm saying. It's an extra thing to overcome, and it's amazing to me that he's overcome as much as he can. I mean, he is the shortest quarterback in the league in forever, right? So, and he's done a good job. I just don't see him. I don't see the Cardinals winning with him. Like ultimately, the ultimate prize, right? I don't see the Cardinals winning the Super Bowl with him.
So he'll end up in Cleveland where his career will die.
Correct. That's basically what I was saying. Is next year, look for him to be in the Cleveland Browns uniform.
Look, he is little, man, and I get it, but he's making it happen, man. Like this guy's playing in the NFL at 5'8". He obviously does shit that people like, and they're still paying him. Didn't he just get a new contract recently?
Oh yeah. They love him, and he's exciting. I mean, it's great. But we had Maurice Jones-Drew, and he was the same 5-0, and he was great to watch. He stood up Merriman that one time in the Chargers, but he also lasted 6 years.
Well, we'll see. It's hard to say. He's talented, bro. He got a $230 million extension. Damn.
But Jamarcus Russell got how many millions? So, dumb things happen.
To take home blank fucking tapes and study film and come back and say, "Yeah, I watched it." Stupid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, he didn't. How bad did he do last year? He
Which,
went
if
3,700
which, let's
yards.
talk about that, right? If your coach has put that in the contract, is that a problem?
What do you mean?
If your coach has put in your contract that you need to watch, film study, like they're worried that you're not doing that.
Well, look, these quarterbacks. Let's be honest. Well, we know it's a job, right? You're going to play a job. A quarterback has a responsibility to learn the fucking playbook, and you learn the playbook by, on paper. You learn it on film. So yeah, fuck. If you should have known. Yeah, I get what you're saying ahead of time. If you're putting in the contract, hey, you got to watch film, then you already knew that this motherfucker was a study, right? You already had that, inkling of maybe I got to put this in the contract so we can fuck him for it later. Then why take the chance on a fucking guy like that? That was their fucking stupidity.
Yeah.
We're talking about Russell, right?
Yeah.
Man, they fucked up. They fucked up. They should have known better, bro. But oh well. People do stupid shit. But as far as Murray and this pick, I told you, I can't. If Hopkins was there, I'd pick Murray. I'd pick the Cardinals, but he's not, and I think that makes a big difference. You're right. Brown only catches half his passes, so I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
I stopped listening and I'm right. Next one is Green Bay and Minnesota.
Minnesota. Aaron Rodgers. Let's go look at his fantasy relevance. What does he have left? Lazard? He's still got running backs though. Let's start with that. Green Bay still has a fucking running back.
Mr. Jones? Dr. Jones.
The big thing is, how long is Rodgers going to be in Green Bay? Obviously, Jordan Love is still there. Is he a Rodgers? No. But I think they're playing that like a I forgot his name already. Steve Young and Joe Montana, bro. Steve Young was in Montana's shadow for how long? When he finally came out, he was a fucking great.
I think there was a more recent example of some Favre guy and some Rodgers guy.
There you go. Same concept, right? And maybe that's the deal with Jordan Love. Seeing Jordan Love play when Rodgers hurt, but was he ready to come out that shadow, right? He's in that incubator, right? Maybe he just wasn't ready yet. And maybe after a couple more years or a year or two more under Aaron Rodgers, he comes out and he's a great fucking quarterback. I think that's the idea. How much Aaron Rodgers lends himself to that is a whole other fucking story, right? Yeah. Like, I'd be there. He's he looks like he's fucking on cocaine getting to the fucking training camp. So who knows, man? But Green Bay still has a running game. They have Aaron Jones. I'm big on A.J. Dillon, which for all you Aaron Jones owners, me one included in one league, Dillon's going to bite into our yardage. He is. Because they're sharing the ball now, man. Now, Aaron Jones is still your red zone running back, which is great. But, yeah, I think they've got great running backs there. They will do running back committee, but great. Receiving core is the big fucking question mark, right? And you said earlier, Aaron Rodgers says he doesn't need great receivers. Is that true?
That is true.
Yeah, speaking from a guy who had a great fucking receiver, though, right? Like, yeah, you could say that, but you had a great receiver for a while. Is Lazard the answer? I kind of hope so because I have him in a couple of leagues. He's got to throw to somebody. Randall Cobb is fucking old. It's not going to be him. Sammy Watkins is kind of beat up also.
He's also old. Yes. He's
a journeyman for sure. So is he going to throw Lazard or the two old guys, right? And that's really all you have left. I don't know much about Christian Watson or Romeo Doubs or Amari Rogers. Maybe he's his cousin, but I don't know much about all those guys. But I do know that Lazard can catch the ball. But if that's your only option, then yeah, by default Lazard, right? But he doesn't have the receivers he had before. And Tunyon at tight end, he has Mercedes Lewis too. Tight ends, maybe those two together, okay. He's still got an okay kicker. Mason Crosby's been a cornerstone kicker there for him. But, man, this is a tough one. Only not really tough, but Green Bay to me on paper, aside from running game, just doesn't look good, man. It doesn't. Now, it is Aaron Rodgers, and you can't say that because it's fucking Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, he looks like he played with the devil's balls too to be fucking great. But It's tough, man. It's tough. Is this the year that we see the Aaron Rodgers breakdown? Is that the big question right now?
So I mean, their defense is better, right? That's the flip side. Their defense is better. Um, and their mind, their running back is good, and their quarterback's an league MVP, and it doesn't matter. He can throw to anybody. It's kind of that Tom Brady thing. Um, I think this is a year. Again, I think this is a year that catches up to him. I think he's still going to get his yards. What I think you're going to see is it split up in some unrecognizable format, like 400 yards here, 800 yards here, which is a little bit like if you look at Josh Allen in Buffalo, kind of the same thing, right? He runs the ball. He got 4,000 yards, but count the good wide receiver. Like he threw a little bit to Cole Beasley back in the day. He threw a little bit to the former Redskin that's not around anymore. They didn't even offer him a contract, and he threw to Diggs, right? Just so they spread the ball out in Buffalo. The difference is there's Diggs, and I don't see Lazard as that guy. I just don't. But on the flip side, the Vikes are perpetual same way, right? Kirk Cousins is a 4,000 yard. I mean, he's got basically you can copy and paste the stat line for the last billion years, right? Last year is 4,221 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. I mean, it's not bad, but the team never goes anywhere. And they have Justin Jefferson, who's awesome, right? They got Thielen, he's awesome. I don't again, who's going to win the North this year? It's not the Bears, it's not the Lions, it's either the Packers or the Vikings, right?
Well, look at this game. Take the quarterback out of this game, right? Just say they have the exact same quarterback on both teams. What team do you choose? Based on running backs and receivers. Who has the better running core and the better receivers?
Based on running backs and receivers, I'd pick the Vikings. Based on defense, I'd pick the Packers.
Have they really gotten that much better, though?
Yeah.
Where they're going to stop the passing game of look, you're right. Kirk Cousins is like, it's weird, right? You can't say he's great, but you can't say he's shit either, right? Like he's just.
I mean, he threw more. I mean, look at you got Aaron Rodgers, 4,115 yards, 37 touchdowns, 4 picks. They're basically mirrors, right? If you didn't know, and I said which one's who, you couldn't be able to tell.
Correct, but if you talk about Aaron Rodgers, you talk about Kirk Cousins. You put Aaron Rodgers on the great spectrum, and you put Kirk Cousins as he's okay.
Correct.
Which is fucked up, right? And the only reason is that because Kirk Cousins isn't winning anything. He's not winning anything, but he doesn't have the pedigree, right? He doesn't have the Super Bowl. He doesn't have this. Honestly, is it market too? And what I mean by that is, okay, you're playing for the Vikings. How big is their market? Yeah, Green Bay doesn't have a big market, but they're a big name, right?
Yeah, they're a big name. Yeah, and you won a title, right? If Cousins in Washington won a title or took the Vikes to a title in the second year, this is a different story.
He got a big fucking contract when he came in too, right?
Big contract.
That says here they gave him a 1-year extension in March. Wow.
Yeah, they just. I mean, it's like Washington did this for years, right? There was like 3 or 4 years that they kept him for a year at a time because they're like, he's not bad enough to get rid of. Like you don't want to lose him and give him to someone else, but he's also not good enough that you want him. Like it's the strangest thing.
But he's also not a backup quarterback. You know what I mean?
No,
like
he's not.
He's a starter.
And he's not. Again, looking at the stats, he's a top end starter.
Crazy though, but we don't see him as great.
Correct.
Like his stats aren't bad, but nobody's rushing to get him, right? Like you're like, maybe on a bye week.
Yeah, if he dropped like if the Vikings cut him tomorrow and there was no cap hit or anything for someone to pick him up, who do you think's knocking down the door other than Cleveland?
It's weird though, right? Like what the fuck? He doesn't look at his stats. It's not like he's throwing picks galore. He's not.
Nope.
I mean, he only had 7. The year before that, 13 fine, but the year before that, 6.
Yeah, he needs a marketing team. So yeah, that's what he needs.
It's crazy. And he's got the fucking weapons, please. He's had them when he had Diggs. Now Justin Jefferson replaced Diggs, no problem. But you still have Thielen, who's still fucking good. The other receivers, they're the same as anybody else's team. Right?
And I guess that might be the difference, right? Cousins getting the same yards is Rodgers, but he's doing it with multiple weapons, whereas Rodgers is doing it with one weapon, or this year maybe none.
And maybe that's where you get the great designation, right? Like he's doing it with nobody, and Cousins has all the fucking tools in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Cook. Obviously, the run opens up the pass, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I got you. But on paper, you take away the quarterback. It's tough, man. I know you want to say Aaron's going to do it with nobody, and I still want to say that, man. But fuck, he really has nobody, bro. Lazard, maybe. The only reason people are big on Lazard because he's the default number one receiver.
Correct, and they're knowing that he has to throw to somebody, and they're assuming it's going to be him.
Let's say he still had what's his name running in playing receiver in Green Bay. Lazard goes in the last fucking 16 round draft. He's being picked up in the 12th round.
Yeah.
Not the 4th or 5th like some people did.
And you're a coach. You know how this works. You don't suddenly get extra separation when your top threat leaves, and you couldn't get it before. Like it's not like that helps you when you become the number one. So he's now the number one with all the pressure and all the additional coverage. Like you said, they don't have a running game to support. So this is really, if Rodgers is truly MVP and great, this is the year to show it, because if he throws for 5,000 yards and gets the Packers back to the title game with the defense and just himself, that's the difference.
About a ball of cocaine?
Yeah, and whatever herbal remedies he's got, anti-COVID vaccinations.
Look, bro, from a fantasy point, if Rodgers and Lazard ain't doing it, then you better be fucking making sure you have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Now, those motherfuckers are running for hundreds of yards every fucking game.
300 yards a game.
Yeah, they can run, obviously, but yeah.
And also the Packers special teams are abysmal. We gotta forget that. Like they're bad at one of the phases of the game, and we're talking tragically. Like they would have won the championship game had their kicker not been completely terrible. Their kicking game. Well, they got 2 things blocked and lost the game because of it.
Well, they still got Mason.
Well, I mean, but it's not. It wasn't his fault. I mean, it was the fact that that unit as a whole was terrible. So
it's a tough one, dude. I mean, fuck. It's like someone said, "Hey, Aaron, you're gonna go out. You can't win with fucking a no-name receiver and 2 old guys." I said, "Yeah, hold my cocaine. I got this."
And that's why I think I'm going to pick the Packers. I think that's what it comes down to. I think he's going to be hold my beer, and he's going to show the world. This might be the New Orleans game where he gets beaten 44-0, and he's like, just relax. But I think if you want to sum up why Rodgers and Cousins are different, I think Rodgers can do that. I don't think Cousins ever could.
I guess we're fixing to find out, aren't we?
There we are.
I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Gotcha.
I just think that there's more weapons, there's more playmakers, fantasy relevance. If you're looking at fantasy relevance, and I give 1 point to each, I give 1 point to Rodgers. I give a point to Aaron Jones and a half point to Dillon. That's 2.5 points. Lazard gets a half point, so 3 points total for Aaron Rodgers' team. And you look at Minnesota, you give Cousins a point, you give Cook a point, Justin Jefferson's a point, I give Dillon a point. Irv Smith's a better fucking receiver. I just think if I give point-wise like that, Minnesota ekes out by a 0.5 of a point. So
yeah,
I'm going Minnesota.
So in my fantasy relevance, I think Rodgers is worth 3. So, and then everything else you just said.
And you're not wrong. You're not. You're really not. And that could make a big difference. But I don't know. We will see.
We will see. And again, I think at the end of the year, these 2 teams are fighting for the division, and I think the Packers end up on top. Again, you're talking with health, right? If I think if Rodgers goes down, it's all over. Like this is a team that's going to crater. This is one of those Manning gets hurt and then the Colts fall apart. So, if they're both healthy at the end of the year, I think these are the 2 teams. And I think the Packers are slightly ahead.
CC Jordan Love is no Steve Young. I got you.
Correct.
Alrighty then.
And then I think we've got our last game, which is going to be the Striker Bowl, which is the Seahawks playing host to the Denver Sky High Chickens.
Monday Night Football, baby. Listen, I give my teams Mondays off when we win. We're on a bye week this week, so fuck it. we probably still take Monday off because the bye week ain't beating us.
Correct. Yes, you've been undefeated on bye weeks.
Man, you want to watch this game because of the matchup, right? Wilson, Seattle, like you definitely want to watch it. Well, they swapped quarterbacks, didn't they?
I mean, basically, yeah.
They did, right? Locke went to Seattle and Wilson came to Denver. What's his name starting? No, he's not. They're starting.
No, Gino's starting. Yeah, they swapped quarterbacks, but he's not starting.
All right. Quick breakdown on fantasy relevance. No, for Seattle, right? You just know. Gino throwing Metcalf and Locke.
But it's because Gino's throwing. Like if you throw a competent quarterback in, right, and the scales are reset completely.
Okay, but look at their running game. See, yeah, Rashard Penny, he'll be hurt by the second quarter.
Correct, but to throw out the injury, like those, it's an intriguing team, is what I'm trying to say, right? You've got Metcalf, you've got Lockett, you've got skill positions, you've got a framework. It's just missing a quarterback for sure, and some insurance policies.
That's tough, man. Just fantasy relevance wise, Seattle just doesn't look good to me. Other than DK, like you saw it in drafts. People weren't jumping at DK. Give that with Russell Wilson. People are jumping at DK for sure. Probably into like the second fucking round for some teams, right? But I don't even know where he went. I know he didn't go early. I didn't see him go early.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't go early anywhere.
Because people don't fucking believe in him because of Gino, and I don't blame him. But then you go look at fucking Denver. And Denver isn't looking bad. One, Russell Wilson. Now, yeah, people are saying he's best shape he's ever been, blah, 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 blah. He's still fucking old, period.
What, eighth, ninth year?
Why Seattle let him go,
yeah.
Bro. If he was great, would Seattle let him go?
I think so. I think it was broken. So I think there's some relationships that were broken. What I have read and what I've heard is that basically Pete Carroll wanted to run the ball and play a certain way, and Russell Wilson wanted to win a championship and throw the ball, and he thought that was the best way to do it, and that just was irreconcilable. So that's what caused the split, right? Is Russ, the let Russ cook kind of thing. Mostly because he has been the most beaten up quarterback in the league for the last few years, because Seattle's line is terrible. So he is a mobile quarterback, but he was getting the crap beat out of him, right? He had some great games. I think he is a great quarterback. Now you're throwing him in Denver, which has a good line. It has skill positions. It has all the things that the Seahawks infrastructure didn't have. Its defense isn't as good as the Super Bowl years, but it's still a competent defense. And the only problem for the Broncos is they're in the AFC West with the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. So they might end up in last place still with all these improvements. The Seahawks, you're right. It comes down to neither Gino or Drew Lock is the answer. And hopefully for them they can reload and get a competent quarterback in the draft. That's just where it is. I think the Broncos are going to win this one. I think they win it handily.
I agree that the Denver Broncos win this game. Now, look, you're right. They're in the wrong division for Russell to shine. And that's the truth. And when they don't, it's going to be you overpay, you this, you that, fuck Russell. They're going to go on and on. And Russell will end up in Cleveland.
That's great. That's apparently Cleveland in 5 years is going to be the all 2018 team of the decade.
There you go. But you look at Denver, Javonte Williams, man, that kick and run, that's going to be a good one. They replaced, Russell replaces DK Metcalf and Lockett with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, two very good receivers as well. They just had a shit quarterback throwing to them.
Correct.
Now you got Russell, right? Like, hey, we talked about putting the tools around you. Old or not, he's still got some gas in the tank. We know that. I think I'm talking shit when I say he's old, but he definitely still has gas in the tank. And he's got the tools, man. The running game's going to be there, which frees him up to move around. Dude, it's hard to cover a mobile fucking quarterback and a fucking running back that can kill. It's hard. I know because that's the kind of team I coach. I got a very mobile fucking quarterback, and I'll send you those clips in a while. But he is mobile as fuck, and he is fucking lightning speed. And then I've got a fucking stable of running backs. I've got power. I've got speed. I've got it. Looseness, man, it's great. This is probably, again, sidetracking, but the best team I've coached in a while. Anyways, my point is,
which pertains to the Broncos in 7 years.
Correct. When you have a team like that, when you have a good quarterback like Russell that can move, when you have a running back that can fucking run, and then you have receivers like the tools are all around him to be successful. And will they win this game? Yes. Will they win? Will they do great in the division they're in? No. Because there's other teams that are just better. Are they better at defense? They're going to stop Russell? Probably not, but they're going to outgun him. They're going to outshoot him. They're going to outscore him, and that's what happens. But I do take Denver in this one.
Yeah, and I look at Denver. They can go they can go anywhere. They could win the West. They could be in last place, and it's really how these pieces gel together. How they, again, I think Russell is an elite talent at quarterback. I don't think he's bad by any stretch. But you're going against Mahomes. You're going against Herbert. You're going against Carr. I mean, Carr. I've seen in my head. There's some situations where the Raiders end up in last place. And every one of these teams is invested in winning. I mean, the Chiefs have been there and either been beaten by Brady or Burrow, in the playoffs the last, 4 years. They've been there each time. The Broncos think they've got the answer in quarterback, and they think that was the missing piece. The Raiders added Devontae Adams, and the Chargers just got their quarterback, and they think that they're gelling. This is a stacked division that has, some of the top teams in the league. Throw in the Bills, I think throw in the Colts. Those are your 6 playoff teams, and everybody else is just going, wow. If they were, if they weren't in the same division, obviously, you're not going to get 4 teams in the same division. So it's very interesting. It's going to be fun to watch.
I agree. It's a good Monday night game, man. It's a good game to cap off the I guess you can call it the week of NFL, right? I think that's a good one, man. There's some great fucking matchups this week. It's a great opening fucking season, opening week for the NFL. We start tomorrow with Buffalo, Los Angeles. It's just a game I want to watch, right?
Yeah, that's the way to start it off, right? Get your popcorn.
I mean, if it's not the Cowboys, then yeah, that's a good team to start with. But that's a great one. Fuck yeah, that's gonna be a bang bang to watch. There's a couple other games throughout the week though that through the Sunday that are pretty good matchups, I think. Anyway, the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh, just the rivalry, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good one to watch, I guess. What else there? The Carolina-Cleveland one because of the fucking
revenge factor.
Baker. Yeah, that's a good one to watch too. And Green Bay, Minnesota, only because that's a rivalry, right? And It's not a bad game to fucking watch. Kansas City, Arizona. Shootout. I think it's going to be a fun one. Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Come on now. Another great one. Tampa and Dallas. Everybody wants to see Dallas lose, so not a bad one to watch. And then you got Denver and Seattle. So there's some fucking good matchups this week. It's going to be a good fucking week of NFL football.
Amen. Super Bowl predictions week 1. What you got? We can change it every week, so it's okay. You don't have to keep them.
Well, I'm going to go with, just to get the delusional pick out of the way, the Cowboys. But that's not like the serious pick. That's a delusional pick.
Got you.
I have to.
Well, I'll do the Jags then, as we're gonna obviously win this year.
We'll do the homer picks first, and now let's get the real picks down. This year, man, honestly, there's some good fucking teams out there. You want to say that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are gonna come take it, man. They were last year. That game was great, dude. You gotta agree. That fucking game was great.
Well, we had two of them, right? We had the Chiefs. Played the they played the Bills and beat them, and then they played the Bengals, and that one also went down to the wire. Those are 2 great games, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and those teams were separated by what? A score? So the Bills are sitting there going, we lost to the Chiefs, who lost to the Bengals by, in overtime, and we lost in overtime, and we lost because we didn't get possession, is what they're saying.
To me, the Chiefs took a step back this year. I just think they're a team that's aging. 1, 2, the running game. They didn't improve the running game, man. They kept Hilaire, who really hasn't done enough to say woo. So they didn't improve their fucking running game. They lost Tyreek Hill and brought in Juju. Sure, still not Tyreek speed. So to me, the Chiefs took a step back. Then you look at Buffalo. I think they are still up there. I think they'll compete this year again. I think they're going to compete for their division. They're going to compete in general. I think the Bills might be there. Now,
Well,
that's
and,
not my
well, and their
pick.
and their defense, 150 points was last year, and that's without Von Miller.
Yeah,
Like that doesn't hurt you any. Like getting Von Miller is not like, whoa, now we're going to give up 200.
they improved.
Yeah,
That's big, bro. Big, big, big. Because they lost to the Chiefs in a fucking shootout, right? Your defense is different now. That shit don't happen again. You look at Cincinnati. I think they're still good. I know they had some improvements. I think they're still going to be up there too. And you can't discount the motherfucking Rams, dude. I mean, they still have weapons, bro. They're still great. Yeah, aging quarterback, sure, but come on now. You
he's
can't
not Brady old.
ignore you can't ignore the Chargers or even Las Vegas, man. They're great, but are they contenders? Green Bay, I don't see as a big. They're gonna win some games, probably even win the division, but yeah, they're not good enough to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, right? Hands down, I think the team again, and you've heard this before. Defense wins championships, bro. I think my pick is Buffalo.
And
Buffalo takes the Super Bowl.
who are they going to play?
That's a whole other fucking story. That's a tough one, man.
Is it for week 1 the Cowboys?
No. Look, I love the Cowboys, bro. I just don't see them. I don't think they're there yet, bro. I don't. I don't think they have what's needed yet, and I think their biggest problem with the Cowboys is there's still some defense they have to shore up. Their running game is questioned, bro. Yeah, I know Zeke, but see, man, that motherfucker's carrying a fucking women's purse around now. Not a man purse, just a purse. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Not that I'm not sold on Zeke. I believe. I'm just not in love with Zeke anymore. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. Oh, he's not a young back either. Like doing something
No,
when you're 25 and getting pounded is completely different than start getting to 30, 32.
it didn't sound right at all.
Correct.
25 and getting pounded, girl.
In the football
But
sense.
and then you got Tony Pollard, right? Who is dynamic, but is he an all-down back? No. I think, in the fantasy spectrum, he's a good flex player that's going to get you a lot of points. I just don't see him as an all-down back. So I don't think they improved on their running game, and I think that's a big problem. They improved some bits and pieces on defense. They still have some good pieces, but their secondary is always going to see suspect, and I don't see a lot of improvement there, other than one guy that had number 7. I can't remember his fucking name right now, and he's great. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but there's that.
Is it Diggs?
Yes, Diggs, man, the brother. Yes,
Okay,
fuck,
I'm just
man,
making sure.
remember.
Like that's the only good player I know on your team.
I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
Is Dak Prescott is
On D. Sorry.
Yeah, Dak Prescott though is Kirk Cousins. He is. He's the Kirk. He's the.
Is he the token African American Kirk Cousins?
I think so, man. He's the Kirk Cousins, man. He's good, not great. He can manage. He can get there, but is he gonna win a championship? It seems like Cowboys have just been cursed with that fucking choking quarterback, man. Tony Romo, look at Tony, man. Fuck. He had great fourth quarter comebacks, but the big games just didn't happen. And it was a catch, and that fuck this should have been Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
But who are they going against in the NFC? Fuck. The AFC is the Buffalo Bills.
Well, and the nice thing about your Cowboys team is you're not playing against top tier competition, right? You got the games in the NFC East, which are going to be against the Eagles, not very good. The Giants, not very good, and who's the other one? The Commanders, whatever their name is.
The commies. Oh, we win the NFC East. We make the playoffs. We probably go in with a bye and then lose in the next round. Yeah, the usual bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I've already gotten used to it.
We were number 4. Yay.
Correct. It is what it is. Now, will they be in the Super Bowl? No. I mean, delusional pick, yes. I always root for whatever. But straightforward, somewhat, whatever the fuck you want to call it, not educated, but whatever pick.
The non-homer.
You can't discount the Rams, bro. Still good. Still fucking high fire, whatever the fuck you want to call it on offense. They're still up there. They're still great. So they're going to be there. It's going to be Tampa Bay or the Rams again, bro. I don't see anybody else beating people. The only way Tampa Bay fucking sucks it is if Tom Brady fucking eats dick again, right? And we'll see about that.
You're
But there's
saying
nobody
Blaine
else.
Gabbert's not the answer?
I mean, it's not going to be the Cardinals. It's not going to be the Falcons. It's not going to be the Panthers. Come on now. Not the Bears. Not the Lions. Like, where do you go with that? It's not. Maybe the Vikings with fucking Mr. fucking Manager Kirk Cousins. I don't know. I have to say the Rams or the Bucs. Who else? I mean, if you look at everybody there, who's left? Who surprises you? Who jumps out at you? That's really, I guess, what you got to look at.
Well, your core four is probably. I mean, and I hate doing this because usually there's a team out of nowhere that comes, like last year's Bengals. But your core four are the Packers, they're the Rams, they're the Bucs, and the 49ers. And the 49ers made a quarterback change. The Packers lost probably the biggest offensive weapon in the league. So they're taking steps back. And then you got, the question is does Stafford and the Rams beat Brady and his horseshoe? And I think it's Brady's year. Like, I think they're just gonna like duel for a couple of years, and one of those two teams is gonna be. So my pick, I think it's going to be the Bucs on the NFC again, barring a healthy Brady. If it's not Brady, then that's out the window. And on the AFC side, I think the Bills are the second best team in the AFC. I think the winners of the West are the third best team in the AFC. I think the winner out of the North are going to be the Ravens. I don't think the Bengals make it. And I think the top team's the Colts. That team is built to run the ball, to have the best offensive line in football. They have one of the top defenses in the league. And they just added Matt Ryan, who everyone says he's a choker, but his has been the Falcons, in my opinion, never had a good enough team to get to the Super Bowl, except for the one year they went to the Super Bowl and they played the GOAT. And lots of people have gone against Brady and lost. So the way they did it was tragic, and I think it screwed them up. But they had great years. I mean, and Matt Ryan is every year pencil him in 5,000 yards, and these kind of stats. And the Falcons hated him, but I think in the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, he's never had a back like Jonathan Taylor. Can you imagine if that Falcons team had a Jonathan Taylor run the ball?
Look, Matty Ice can't fucking move, right? He's a pocket passer, bro.
But that is the pocket passer line right there. That Colts line is a top line.
I don't know. I'm not sold on the Colts like you are. I'm not, and I think the main reason for me is Matty Ice. Great stats too, bro. You're right. I mean, look at all his years, man. Over 4,500 yards, right? I mean, he's great. Except for last year, he had 39-68, 20 touchdowns and 12 picks, which is fucking horrible.
But then you go, who was he throwing to? It was absolutely nobody. Because at that point, they lost Ridley. They'd lost everybody.
Correct. The last 3 years, he has 14 picks, 11 picks, 12 picks. Look, he's always had multiple picks all his years, except for a couple years where he had 7. But he's always had in the teens for interceptions, by the way. I'm not sold on him, bro. I think he'll still throw picks. I think he'll still fucking choke it. I think they'll key on the run and fuck him. I'm not. Well, that's me, right? I'm not big on the.
Yeah, and trust me, I would love for your synopsis to happen and the Colts implode. And this year, I was like, last year, them coming in, they needed to get in the playoffs, and we kicked them out with Wentz at quarterback. I was like, oh, that's great. And then they cut Wentz, and then I was like, well, that's great. Now they have no quarterback. And then they got Matt Ryan. I was like, well, that's terrible. Like, so that's what I think. This, again, it's week 1. We'll see how things play out. I think it's going to be, but my pick right now is the Colts and the Bucs.
Well, listen, Tom Brady is playing the ride off in the sunset. He wouldn't have come back this season if he didn't think he had the opportunity to do that, right? I think he knows the team is still strong. I think they made some fixes and pickups, and I think that guy says, "Man, I can fucking go win a Super Bowl this year and walk off the way I should have before. He should have left 2 years ago, right? He feels he could do that. I think that they're going to be, like I said, it's either them. Who else is there? Fuck, or the Rams, man. I mean, it's the only way you look at it. And that's who's going to be playing fucking for the Super Bowl, and it'll be Tom Brady going against the Bills.
Yeah, and then 4 weeks from now, Tua will have 4,000 yards. Tyreek will have caught 17 touchdown passes, and we'll revisit this topic. But for now, that's what I think.
You're wrong. It'll be Pittsburgh.
Okay, exactly. Trubisky
will be the best quarterback fucking ever.
Correct.
Geno Smith in Seattle will be the fucking
Exactly.
on GQ, on time, everywhere. Yeah.
There's
sure.
always a surprise. That's a nice thing. That's why they play the games, right?
Hey, look, I have an uncle in Laredo, man, in my hometown, that puts $100 on the Jets every fucking year.
Did he put him on the year that the Namath was there, or was he not that old?
He's in his 60s, so maybe. But my point is, there's no point throwing fucking stupid money on bad money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah okay, but Bucs. That's my NFC pick. The Bucs. The Bucs.
All right. Well, a great show. Thank you for coming on, Mr. Ripper.
I lost my train of thought there and fucked up my whole point with $100 bets, right?
I did. I totally. Yeah, I caught on to that. But it's okay because Stryker has passed out on the W key, so.
We'll just blame his ass. Cool, man. Thanks for having this fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for everybody that joined us. Appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
That'll work. Are you disconnected yet?
We are disconnected.
All right, man. I'm gonna go eat my fucking cold ass pizza now. That was fun.
That was fun.
It started off a little slow. It gets better when we really start breaking down shit, I think.
Yeah. Well, there's some games that and I'm fine with that. There's some games we don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
We're not paid fucking correspondents for ESPN. I don't fucking give a shit about the Bears. So.
True that. It's fun though, man. I think the second part, like the second half, we got really into it. That was cool.
Yeah. Were you watching any of it?
Yeah, I'm one of your people watching.
Well, no, I was wondering if you were actually watching it because I was trying to get the transitions and all that stuff.
Oh, I saw. Oh, okay. Well, I saw you putting games on every time we were talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I was watching. Cool, man. Just keep improving it. I'm sure it'll hit sometime. Maybe not, but fuck.
Maybe not. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm gonna do it anyhow, right?
Cool, man.
If we make $1 billion, that's great. If we make 18 cents, I'm just as happy.
There you go.
All right, go eat your pizza. Appreciate it, buddy.
I was gonna tell you about that. I wanna not this shit streaming. I want to create content based on my football shit in a way to make money for my football org.
Have you?
I want to buy helmets and shit, man.
Have you? Well, so I got monetized. Have you checked out my YouTube channel?
I need to. No.
Check it out and look at some of the videos, and I can just throw your content in and do some editing.
I don't know how to do the content yet. That's what I need to figure out.
All you have to do is just give me the raw footage. Like, our podcast is going to be on YouTube, and people are going to come watch it.
I'm just trying to figure out.
And when you say stupid shit, I'm going to do little shorts, and that's going to be on YouTube Shorts. So I have to find. Or when Stryker gets really drunk and says something stupid, that's definitely going to be on there.
Oh, you know his ass is drunk tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He thought I've had a putty cat and fucking passed out somewhere. But yeah, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I mean, I just know we have a lot, like, I don't know. I'm thinking recording some practice, some games, snippets, coaches on the sideline, kids. Dude, you just hear the shit we say. Now, obviously, I don't want to put up me saying, go out there and knock him in the motherfucking mouth. I don't want to hear, that probably won't fly, on YouTube or with my parents. But I don't know. I'm just thinking just to kind of do something, right? In a way to maybe monetize.
Well, we have a beep button. So.
Yeah, I know. But they'll hear the beeps. That's the bad part.
There will be nothing but beeps, actually.
Right. And then they'll be like, what did coach do? Dude, after practice today, I was talking to the teams and, like, fuck, parents were standing around waiting. And I was like, man, parents are too fucking close. You could tell I'm talking and I had to stop because I was going to say shit or fuck or something. And my coaches were just trying not to laugh because they knew I was stopping. Like, it's tough when the parents are there. When parents aren't there, bro, you should hear me, man. I let my fucking tongue go, bro. I go at it big time because it's just passion, right? It is what it is. But anyways,
which is what's fun. Which is what I saw you. Which is what's fun about this is that you're passionate about it. That's what's fun. It's something that you really care about and you like, and that's what I love football too. Even and you do it the right way. Like I love the things you say about coaching because you're not you care about wins and losses, but it's not the primary focus. The primary focus is teaching young people how to be men and how to play the sport, right? And if you do that, you're helping the next generation not be complete fucking douchebags like most of the people online.
Well, you know what, man? Winning is important and it'll always be important, but it's not the most important thing. That's a quote I read, and it's always stuck with me.